I think I'm afraid of maybe losing myself too much to my work. I think in a sense that's why maybe my choices in my personal life are suddenly seeming extremely loud, that I've decided to get married and now have a baby. It did. But see, the thing is, I've experienced violence in my films before. Even in a film like Gangubai, there was abuse, there was violence. Even in a film like Urta Punjab, there was. But I think for the first time, I experienced a relationship that had love and and had violence. So whatever you may say about like, oh my God, is she blind? She can't see it. She still feels he loves her.
Yeah.
And she still loves him.
Yeah.
It's not a button that switches off overnight.
Correct.
It was also interesting for me to experience the other side of it, which was
when abuse comes under the garb of love.
Exactly, which actually there's a line in the film where he says,
प्यार
सोचो
करता हूँ
अगर मैं प्यार नहीं करता तो तुमको मारता क्यों? So actually I scoff when I hear that line. I'm like, she thinks maybe it's valid. That's that he maybe really cares about me, which is like
very manipulative.
Very manipulative.
Gaslighting.
And it is absolutely right. So that scene also, the way we shot it, was that he's manipulating her. So in a subtle way, she starts stepping back slowly. So it's like almost like he's reeling her back in. It was for the first time I had to get into the understanding of the other side of it, which I empathize with and I understand. I may not practice it in my own life ever, but I empathize with it. No, there's no design, I have to say, in it. I think, but yeah, I think I gravitate towards a bit of both. Like I want
the fun bits.
The fun bits. In fact, I don't do that enough. I feel like I want to do more like light-hearted, simple, beautiful, non-troubled storytelling.
Yeah,
you know, I want to do that as well. But I think I also want to play characters that are real, want to experience life from their lens and their perspective. And also I think at the end of the day, you know, when you're talking about like being a part of these narratives and playing these characters, I just want to be a part of good movies. I'm not going for the big film. I'm going for the big film. I'm going for the medium film. I'm going for the small film. But I'm not going for them in terms of their size. I'm going for them in terms of their story. And I'm also not taking the whole process so seriously. And it's all like literally like right now I'm craving a story of like an investigative officer or a journalist. I don't know why. Like I'm craving that story. There's no such story that's come to me. But I'm thinking about it. I'm like suddenly I feel like playing a story part like this. So it just comes in this thing of like what kind of characters.
Your subconscious, it's also like what you're reading, watching that materializes.
Yeah, I guess. So. Maybe because I saw Mayor of Easttown and like Inventing Anna and all of that.
So you're saying there's no structure to your career, there's no grooming, there is no... Who do you take advice from?
No, I'm pretty instinctive. The time I take advice is usually if it's a big opportunity, but I'm not feeling it. The advice I've always been told is just go with your gut, forget big, small, don't think about that. But sometimes my gut can be wrong, you know.
Yeah, we saw Shandar.
So. Yeah, and Kalank, for example. I think I'm afraid of maybe losing myself too much to my work. I think in a sense that's why maybe my choices in my personal life are suddenly seeming extremely loud, that I've decided to get married and now have a baby, and like it's like people may question being like, oh, she's so young, why does she need to? But it's not about age, it's about like I've been working for 12 years now. It feels right, first and foremost. I've been working for 12 years now. And I suddenly feel like, you know, it's very easy for you to get so sucked and drawn into the world of you that it kind of has you, kind
of get lost
at a very vulnerable spot where anything with relation to your work can kind of shake your confidence or shake your life. And I think one needs to constantly remind oneself that this is just a part of your life. Why do you work? There's passion, and then there's, of course, a means to an end. For me, it worked out both ways, where I'm like, listen, I'm doing something that I love. I'm creating something palpable. I'm putting, I'm bringing stories to life. I'm entertaining people. That's what it is. But that same entertainment and that same storytelling and that same world can become your only thinking, living, breathing thing.
You get consumed by it.
To get totally consumed by it. I want to also find some distance. And I want to be able to have my own identity beyond my work, which is just me, which I was finding a little hard to do coming home. Like, it's strange. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't do anything else but work, or then watch movies for work, or then train for work. I do and because I'm distancing myself from, I work to keep my heart happy, and I work to keep my mind active and get out there and have something to do, and I follow my dreams and I follow my passions, and even turning producer is a part of that. I want to now, again, find new conversations, get into a room with younger, newer people who want to tell newer stories, and I want to give them a chance, and I want to kind of put it together for them. Because I can...
You want to create. Like,
I want to create.
From...
But strangely, the actor I'm married to, and Ranbir, is a very detached, like he works and he comes home and he totally switches off. He's actually not obsessed with, you know, and you can tell also the way he is. He's, like, this word detached is used very loosely with him. But what by what I mean by detached means he finds a differentiation between his work and his own personal life. And you know, he's that kind of person who can sit on a balcony and on our balcony and literally look outside and look at the view. And look and look and look and look. I'm not that person. Balance acting work. See, I'm a boutique production house. It's not like I am going to be like, yeah, it's true. I'm not going to be like churning content out left, right, and center. True. Having said that, I am looking to build that aspect because I feel it's something that I'm now finding a newer sort of kind of zest of like discovery in. It's a newer challenge, a newer discovery. Like you can say maybe I've discovered myself as an actor now. It's role to role and film to film, right? And director to director. Which is a never-ending journey, and that is just what it is. It's dal chawal. It's like, it'll be the way it is. Now I'm just like kind of experiencing just new flavors of also even going to doing a Hollywood film, doing an English language film. I mean, but it's not like I want to not do movies here. I can't like pack my boria bistar and move to LA. You know, that ain't happening.
Come back with an accent.
Yeah. No, I love my base. I love my city. I love everything about my home and my bed. You know, I don't want to leave it, and I'm happy to just travel for work and come back. And yeah, but of course, the idea was to test newer waters, more unfamiliar territory. In fact, my mark as a producer, good producer, will be when I back content that I'm not a part of, and I put content together that I'm not a part of.
But
and that is still loved and still appreciated. Then you're like, okay, she's really a producer a creative producer who thinks about content and not just herself in the content.
Yeah.
I think we've managed it really well. But I think it's also the person. See, we've not gone for comedy as per
the definition of comedy.
Exactly. It's not dialogue-y comedy. It's not like
situational and
it's not, we're not making fun of each other as in we're not using words that are making people laugh. It's situations that are making people laugh because of the comedy of errors. And also just the dynamic between the mother and the daughter.
I really
so
like
you
that.
can say even that scene where she's telling her, okay, she's saying 3 साल से शक्कर सूरत का धोबी तालाब बना चुका है ये. It's a serious matter. She's saying it with serious, pitai, phatke, dhulai. She's saying it because of dhulai and dhobi and washing clothes. But that's the personality of this character. So you're finding it humorous, but she's not being... She's
not minimizing your pain.
She's not joking around. She's like, what the hell is going on? Are you crazy? So you speak like that as individuals. So you find it humorous and you laugh at it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's what was most important was understanding that these women or these people are not bichus. They are not bichus. Okay, they are not.
Which is why
they should not go down that path. So it's very important for you to understand. Very often you are saying that, but I dealt with this, so then I need to. Yes, but it's a choice. It's a perspective. Just because you are inflicted with pain doesn't mean you inflict pain. Otherwise, how are you any different?
Exactly.
Very often that happens. The circumstances you deal with, you start becoming like that with another person. But yes, I'm somebody who believes that ghoom firke, it just doesn't survive, yeah. Like you will be your own doom beyond a point. Like how long, which is kind of what happened with Hamza. His own venom
kind of consumed him.
Kind of consumed him. He was so
Got him
deaf.
what he deserved.
He was so deaf because he was so venomous that he didn't even know what the next moment was going to be. So that's like a subtle take on that. Like I like to believe in karma. I like to believe in it. I don't know if it actually exists. I don't know if actually there is something known as divine retribution or karma coming back at you. But I like to believe that is a big reason as to why I believe in being only kind and doing no harm and indulging in. Even sometimes thoughts makes me feel nervous, like especially now, like I feel so nervous about like having even negative thoughts, because I'm like, I don't want to be that person who is ever inflicted back or my family or my loved ones inflicted with any of the negativity because of my own actions or my own negativity. So that's the kind of person I am.